Hello everyone, myself Jaya Agarwal, Assistant Professor Political Science, SPCGC Ajmer. Uh, this is BA Part 3rd. This is video for BA Part 3rd, and in this video we are going to cover Karl Marx. And in our previous videos we have covered intellectual journey and life and writings of Karl Marx and and before all these we covered introductory part or introduction, and in this video we are going to start his political ideas or thoughts or views. One by one we will cover them, and in this video we are going to study about dialectical materialism. So let's start. Marx borrowed his dialectical method from Hegel but modified it in a fundamental way. While Hegel applied his dialectical method in the domain of ideas, Marx applied it to explain the material conditions of life. In the process of doing so, he denounced the Hegelian philosophy of dialectical idealism on the one hand and the theory of mechanic materialism on the other. Hence, the Marxian theory of society and history may be called dialectical materialism. Marxian dialectical materialism, developed by Engels, has three dimensions. First one is the law of transformation of quantity into quality. It means that qualitative changes lead to qualitative revolutionary situation. Second one is the law of unity of opposites, that is contradiction. Third one is the law of negation, thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. Marx holds that the material and the ideal are not different but opposite and constitute a unity in which the material is primary and idea is secondary. This is so because matter can exist without mind, but mind cannot exist without matter, because historically mind has developed out of matter. In this way, Marx completely inverted the Hegelian position. For Hegel, mind was primary and matter secondary. Marx pointed out that for Hegel, dialectics uh, is standing on its head. It must be turned right side up. This here he did by making matter primary and mind secondary. So here we are talking about dialectical materialism, and first one is that it was not the original idea of Marx. It was the original idea of Hegel, and Marx borrowed his dialectical method from Hegel, but modified it in a fundamental way. Here we can see difference between Marx and Hegel as far as dialectical materialism is considered. We find that the same words have been used by both of them as the fundamental or key key notion for them, that was is dialectical, that both agree that there is a process of development that is called dialectical method, and dialectical, that is the process of development in each and every field is going in a zigzag way, not there is no straight line for this. But when we talk about the other aspect, that is materialism or idealism, then we find that Hegel emphasizes on dialectical idealism, which is his basic idea, and here Marx do not support Hegel for his idea of idealism. Here he has propounded the theory of dialectical materialism, because for Hegel, ideas or mind is primary for Hegel, and that works as a basis for the matter or the for the entire world. But for Marx, matter is primary, materialism is primary. That both these things are the essence of life and of the world, and mind, ideas, whatever we call these things, Hegel, whichever he has been supported by Hegel, are secondary for Marx. Here we can see difference between Hegel and Marx. While Hegel applied his dialectical method in the domain of ideas, Marx applied it to explain the material conditions of life. In the process of doing so, he denounced the Hegelian philosophy of dialectical idealism. Here, Marx do not support the Hegelian philosophy of dialectical idealism. He has denounced his idea, and he has propounded his theory of mechanic materialism. On the other hand, that's why his theory is called as dialectical materialism. And we, as we all know, that Engels was the main support for Marx, and they both have contributed to the political thoughts in this way when we talk about dialectical materialism. So it this theory has three dimensions. First one is the law of transformation of quality into quantity. It means that qualitative changes lead to quantitative changes lead to qualitative revolutionary situation. Means it means that when we talk if we are talking about just only quantity, but Marx focus was on quality. And yeah, I must say that in the long run, when we talk about quantitative changes, it will ultimately lead to qualitative revolutionary situation. Means in the long run, qualitative changes uh, are going to are going to uh, develop in such a way that it will be qualitative situation. Second one is the law of unity of opposites, that is contradiction. And third one is the law of negation, that here comes the three steps or phases. These are called thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And when we talk about them, then there is a cycle for all these negation of negation. First step is thesis, then comes antithesis, and then the uh, uh, I must say that the zenith of such situation is called synthesis. And then again thesis will come, then antithesis, then synthesis. This is like a cycle, and it goes on. And next one is Marx holds that the material and the ideal are not different but opposite, and constitute a unity in which the material is primary and idea is secondary, as we have talked about it just before thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And this is so because matter can exist without mind, but mind cannot exist without matter, because historically mind has developed out of matter. This is according to Marx. I'm not talking about uh, Hegel. And in this way, Marx completely inverted the Hegelian position. We can see here Hegelian position when Marx says for Hegel, mind was primary and matter secondary. Marx pointed out that for Hegel, dialectics is standing on its head. It must be turned right side up. This he did by making matter primary and mind secondary. That's all for today from my side. Thank you very much.